Hello everyone, welcome back to another video of Cube Programming. Today we'll be doing section C of the sample question paper for 2022 boards, 2021 to 22 boards, which is released by CBSE on their official website. This is their sample paper. And section C is a small section which is just consisting of a case study and questions based on said case study. So remember, this paragraph is something you should take a read because sometimes it contains information which you might skip or might overlook. So always be sure to read this, just glance through it and see if you find anything important. Like over here, Rohit is a student of class 12 learning CSV model, alright. During the examination, using a stub Python program, alright. To create a CSV file, this is important, called student.csv. The name is also important. The content is shown below. This is what he wants to create. Help him in completing the code which creates this desired CSV file. So remember, the objective of this code is to create a CSV file, nothing else. So here is the incomplete code with a lot of blanks. So identify the suitable code for blank space in the line marked as statement 1. So don't read the code before you read the option, because sometimes just by seeing the option you'll understand what it should be. So don't try to read the code before that. So identify the suitable code in blank space that is marked in statement 1. So import dash. So to work with CSV, you obviously have to import the CSV module. So that is option C. You won't write the word module and it should be in all small, then you don't even write the word file. These are both wrong. All these three are wrong. It's only CSV, just small, all small. Identify the missing code for blank space in the line marked as statement number 2. So now over here you have to understand that even though they have in two of the options, you can directly eliminate by saying that these two are for binary files, which we aren't really dealing with. We're dealing with a CSV file. But now you are stuck with option B and C. Now remember, we are talking about creating a file, since that is written in the question. And if we want to create a file, you always use the write mode. Read mode is only when you want to read the contents of a file. It does not create a new file if the file doesn't already exist. So it does not create file if not already there. Instead, the read mode will throw an error. Only the write mode will actually create a new file. So it must be option B. Alright, choose the function name with argument that should be used in the line marked as statement 3. So in statement 3, he is creating stwriter as a variable equals csv dot blank. Now, since we are talking about writing, we would obviously want to create a writer object. That's how we actually do it in CSV. So it should be csv dot writer, and inside that you will write the name of the file or identify file object, so fh in this case. So over here it's import csv, and that csv.writer fh. So it should be option C, because this is a writer object which will help you write inside a CSV file. Now 53. Identify the suitable code for the blank statement in statement 4, for the blank space in statement 4. So now read the code leading up to statement 4, because statement 4 is quite down here. There's a lot of space between it. So just read what the code is there. So he has defined list data, which is empty. Alright, he's defined the header, which you do usually in CSV files when you want your each of your rows to have, each of your columns to have one heading, and then you append it to this list data. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to create this list data, which is going to be a nested list, which will have all the records and the header right in the beginning, right? That's what he's trying. That's what how you create nested lists, am I right? So he is importing, he is taking all of these values from the user, all right, and now he creates a variable rec. Now rec is denoting, it's short for record, it's denoting that he wants to create one record using the values that he just got: roll number, name, class, and section. So obviously you have to put all the variables separated by comma inside these square brackets. So to do that, you can just see what the variable names are. So we can clearly see that the variable names are only showing in option C and D, and option A and B, the variable names aren't even there. So we can cross those out immediately. See, what I'm trying to show you is in a lot of the cases, you can just eliminate the wrong options and just think about the options that are left. Now, out of C and D, as you can see in option C, he's put quotes around these variable names, which, as you know, will convert them to strings. And instead of actually containing the values taken by the user, it will only contain these strings: roll number, name, class, section. It won't actually contain the values that these variables take. So it must be option number D. 54. Identify the suitable code for blank statement in statement 5. So in statement 5, he is going to now append this record into this data list, this empty data list that he created. This is going to get appended here, right? And if it gets appended there, it will then take a form of a nested list, as I have drawn right here. So if it has to become a nested list, he has to append rec into data. So it should be C. And statement 6, stu writer dot dash data. Now since we are not putting one record into the CSV file, we're putting many records into the CSV file. Am I right? Like all of these records which are in the form of a nested list, we want to put all of them. So to put multiple records, the syntax used is write rows, right? So since this is for a nested list, this is what it should be, because data is a nested list. This variable data, this object data, is containing a nested list. But on the other hand, write row is only for one record. And the first two options are for, in fact, binary files for whatever reason. They've just put that there to confuse you. Don't get confused, we're talking about CSV files right now. So yeah, that is all the questions of section C for this paper. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel and like this video. Thank you very much.